Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you're all doing well. I am so excited. It is the 1st of December, which of course means it is our first 12 days of Christmas recipes, which are going to be Slim and World friendly, and I cannot wait to show you what we've got planned in place. So as it is the 1st of December, as I mentioned in a previous video, we are going to be doing 12 different recipes which will be Slim World friendly over the course of the month of December up until Christmas. Now they mostly will be sort of small snacks or sort of treats, maybe some desserts and things as well in there. We're not going to be doing any full-blown turkey dinners for yourselves at home, but this recipe is a very simple one. It doesn't need many ingredients, and all in all you can make it with 4 ingredients, which is a great start to make the 1st of December as easy and as enjoyable as possible. Now we have just got the 4 ingredients to go through, but I will just say that this is a firm favourite of mine. I've made it a few times before in the past, and it is very personalisable, so it means that you can choose, you can change ingredients in it, and it will still always turn out really good. Now all in all, this whole meal, if you like, or snack, will be just 2.5 cents per portion, and I'm about to show you what we're going to make. Okay guys, have you thought about what we may be making yet? Have you guessed? And was your guess right? So only a few ingredients, very simple to make. Of course it is a trifle, Slim World trifle, very low sin, very low in calories, but my goodness does it taste amazing. As I said before, I have made this on various occasions for different things, and as I said earlier as well, it's very personalisable. You can add in and you can take away some ingredients, you can change them up, you can add in extra flavourings, and you can add in as many layers as you want. As long as you keep it low sin, then you are onto a winner. So of course the first item that we need for our trifle is our sugar-free jelly. So this is a twin pack, so it kind of folds over, and it does work out at 1.5 cents per sachet. So each sachet is 11.5 grams, I think. So you pick these up really widely in supermarkets like Asda and Tesco's. We got ours in Tesco's. And they have lots and lots of flavours within the sugar-free range. So again, if you're wanting to make a slightly different raspberry or strawberry jelly or orange, then the option's up to you really at the end of the day. We quite like the strawberry one, so we went for that on this occasion, but there are other times where we've made sort of raspberry and the orange one as well. So as I said, that was what our sin value will be, and for the whole sachet it's 1.5 cents. We will be using a quarter of this just now, and that will work out at half a sin, so very low sin for what it is. So again, a really good little treat to keep in mind out with this trifle, again, if you're wanting a little snack. The only downside to it is that it does take about 6 hours to solidify in the fridge and set, and so it's not exactly a snack you want to be having if you want a snack now. You do need to do a little bit of preparation ahead of time. The next item we've got here is our raspberries. So these are just normal raspberries from Morrison's. I'll just show you a wee bit closer. We'll just rinse these in some water, to be honest. Pop them aside. And the next item is our fromage frais. So fromage frais is free, there are no sins attached to this, and it is a fat-free fromage frais. To be honest, I've only ever come across fat-free fromage frais. I'm not sure if there are reduced fat or full fat versions. If you do know that, then please let me know in the comments. But this is great for making a really creamy topping for our trifle. You can of course add things into this like syrups, essence, etc. So again, always making sure that you don't go over your sin allowance by adding in a lot of sweetener. If you do, you have to sin it. And again, if you are using sort of skinny syrups and things like that as well, always please make sure that you are sinning and counting all of these little extras that we add into our day-to-day. Otherwise, you could go off plan unknowingly to you. So it's always just about being that extra bit careful. And the last sort of main item, of course, is our custard. Now this is from Morrison's. It's thick and creamy custard. It is a reduced fat version, so I'll just show you that really clearly. And this is a 500 gram tub, so sort of pourable. I think I'll probably lift the side up and probably just cut it with a pair of scissors. So this was about 70p cheaper than the Ambrosia, and it was also slightly lower in sins as well, if I remember correctly. I think it was about half a sin less than the Ambrosia lighter version. But again, you can enjoy this hot or cold. If you don't want to use it as part of your trifle, you've got some left over, you can use it as a bit of a dessert, and it's not really going to break the sin bank, if you like. So for the custard per 100 grams, it's going to work out about 2 sins for this. And I've checked all of this on the app, so it is definitely 2 sins. And again, really, to be honest, so far so good. We're not breaking the bank with regards to our sin allowance. Pop that to the side. For the garnish, we do have some mint, so I'll just use a small amount of that. Again, that's free, there are no sins attached to mint. And what I've got here as well is some festive star sprinkles, which are from Morrison's. I popped in there yesterday, so I was able to get these on offer. I am personally not going to be sinning these today, just because I will just be doing a small sprinkle over the top. But if you wanted to use a little bit more of the sprinkles, they do work out at 1 sin per level teaspoon. So again, if you did want extra sprinkles, it's not too bad. I think all in all, I think it would make it 3.5 sins. For a trifle at home, if you did want extra sort of festive sprinkles on there, which is not bad at all. So what I will say before I move on to the next stage is that I have already made my jelly in advance, and I've also put my raspberries in there too. Now the reason I did this is because it does take about 6 hours to make your jelly. So obviously you have to dissolve the jelly in boiling water, and then you make sure it's all dissolved, and then you add in some cold water to that mix and set it in the fridge. Now, as I mentioned, it can take about 6 hours or slightly longer. I did this last night so that I knew it would be fine to do today, and all of the jelly would be really hard and set so that we could top it with our custard as well as our other sort of toppings as well. Now, before moving on to the next step, what I will say is very important is your jelly is not going to set if you use fresh pineapple, papaya or kiwi fruit. And it does say on the packaging of the jelly not to use those fruits, but just in case you are wanting to use them as part of a sort of tropical trifle, then by all means feel free to do so, but I would try to avoid putting them anywhere near the jelly when it's setting. You may want to just add that on to the top, or maybe on a sort of middle or a higher layer if you're doing several layers of fruit and custard, etc., or fromage frais. You may want to keep that separate just to prevent anything from not turning out as you would expect it to, or you would hope it would, especially for Christmas Day. Now obviously we're doing these in advance, so we know that they're all okay, they're very much well set, and we've got our fruit in there. Again, as I said, you can personalise what you put in. We actually couldn't get strawberries, so we've got strawberry jelly and we've got raspberries in here. They weren't selling any raspberries or strawberries in the shop, because they have got supply issues at the moment due to them being out of season, and so we just chose what we could with the best that we could find in the shop on the day, and that was the raspberries. And to be honest, they look like really good raspberries. I must admit, Morrison's fruit's usually pretty good, but look at the size of those, pretty substantial. So just pop them down. So the next step will be to open up all of our sort of tubs and packs, and I shall show you what we get on with in the next clip. Okay, so first of all, we're going to use our trusty scale. So just pop that down in front of me here. And excuse that, that's the boiler going on. So I'll pop this down and we will press on. And we'll just make sure it is in the grams setting. So as we said, what we're going to do is we're going to add in our custard first, which is our reduced fat version. and it should work out probably about 50 grams of custard per trifle. Now I do have a spare one here, my husband's one's sitting on the side, but just not to confuse things, this is just the one to show you what 2.5 sins would look like. So what I'll do is I'll just do a bit of a pour and try to sort of evenly spread it out. You think 50 grams doesn't sound very much, but actually that's us at 44 already. 47, 48, 49, 50. Ooh, that was close. So now what I'm going to do, just so we don't ruin the jelly underneath, is just give things a wee gentle sort of spread about, just using the glass, just doing this. And yep, I think that looks okay. Yep, bang on 50. So that's really, really good. So this is probably going to be the most difficult part, and this is where we put on our fromage frais. Now, because the fromage frais is completely sin-free, we don't need to worry about weighing it or anything like that, but I will just show you what it looks like in the tub. So it's quite thick, quite creamy to be honest. So of course you can add in extra things in here if you wish. I have used different sort of flavourings and things before, and again, for the purpose of this, keeping it low sin, we've purposefully not added in anything else to this. But again, as I said earlier, it is personalisable and you can do as you please. If you want to spend more sins on these trifles and you want to add in some extra bits, I quite fancy the idea of doing like a banoffee one, so maybe having some slices of banana in there, you know, maybe doing a sort of low calorie drizzle. So there's lots of different things you can do, and you also see people doing sort of like grated chocolate over the top as well, which I suppose would be, you know, a nice little additional added extra. But for this, all we're going to do is start off with a sort of heaped teaspoon, and we should just be able to sort of dollop this on the top. I love that word, dollop. So I'm just wanting to sort of make sure that we've got a reasonable amount before we start spreading things out. Now you don't want to overfill your glass, like you don't want it to look, well, I don't want it to look messy. You might want it to look a little bit more rustic so it looks homemade. You might be going for a really, really clean cut look, and if that is the case, you could add a dollop on top and then sort of use a palette knife to spread across the top, and it would be very, very neat indeed. But because we don't have to worry so much about that, because this is sin-free and it's homemade, I'm not going to be going all out to make it look really, really fancy. But I also quite like the look of the little bits of custard down the outside. So just try to make this look a little bit like cream. And again, you can sort of do that as well to get that kind of look. I think I might just do one dollop on top like that. There we go. Don't think that looks too bad at all. So I'm also going to pop on a few little strawberries. What am I doing? Raspberries. It's because I wanted the strawberries, see? That's why I'm getting confused now. And just sort of pop these on top. Pop that to the side. And we've also got our little sprinkles. So again, as I said, I'm just going to be doing a little bit of a pinch of sprinkles, to be honest. I mean, it's not very much at all. I actually find it difficult to get my fingers in this in this little dish. Maybe one little star. No little star. And there we go. Yep, there we go. So there you have it. 2.5 sins for a delicious trifle, and my goodness, I think that looks extremely, extremely good. So let's go and give it a taste and see what we think. Hey guys, just before we head on to do our taste test of this beautiful 2.5 cent trifle, I will just take a minute, if it's okay with yourselves, to ask if you would like, share and subscribe if you're enjoying the content, and if you're looking forward to more of our 12 days of Christmas food content. So thank you very much. So let's take a closer look at our 2.5 cent trifle. So as you can see, we've got quite defined layers in there. Really excited to give this a try. As I've said, I have had a similar trifles before, and you can add in and take out other things if you want to personalise them to suit your own needs. So let's just have a taste. Don't want a big bit of mint, but I'll eat it if I have to. That is delicious, it really is. There's so much flavour in there from all the different layers. We've got our fruit, which is our speed food. We've got our fat-free fromage frais in there instead of our cream. And see, to be honest, yeah, you could add in some sweetener to it. You could add in some sort of vanilla essence, etc. But I actually don't mind it like how it is. And I think with the custard mixed in, it definitely does sort of bring the whole dish up into a nice sweet treat and dessert that everyone can enjoy. You don't have to be following some rules, and you don't have to be on a lower calorie diet to enjoy something so delicious as this. So thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed, please let me know in the comments, and if you have any other suggestions for any future videos for 12 days of Christmas, then please leave a comment in the box below. So thank you so much and take care. Bye.